Hey everybody, it's Megan here with Barn Besties with Farm Fresh Advice, and I am here with my amazing friend Susie, and we are going to do a series today on her new barn. So Susie, tell me about yourself.
Tell me about myself. I'm a USDF certified dressage instructor, but I teach people of all disciplines. Rider biomechanics is my specialty.
And how long have you been in the horse industry?
I don't want to admit that. I officially started teaching lessons when I graduated college in 1990.
All right.
But I was teaching lessons before that, but they weren't good. We're not going to claim them. Sorry. Sorry, everybody.
And how did you get into dressage?
I got into dressage because I had this little Appaloosa mare that had the worst canter I've ever seen. And someone said, I don't even think dressage would help that. And I said, dressage, what's that? And so I went on a quest to find if there was something I could do to help that horse canter, because she cantered like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
And by the time I was done with her, she actually had a 3-beat canter, but it did help. And
Awesome.
I started off with some pretty questionable horses.
But that's what makes us horsewomen.
Yes.
We need those horses.
Those horses teach you the most.
And those experiences. And you've owned your own barn.
I have.
And it was a training barn, lesson barn. You hosted clinics.
Yeah, it was a big international footprint and had covered arena and 25 stalls, and I had an apprentice program that was amazing, and I'm so proud of everybody who went through that. But when it came time to sell the property was when someone came and offered us enough that we felt the need to slow down a little bit. So we came directly across the river. If you look straight out there, beyond my arena is a Santa Ana riverbed, and if you go straight across the river, that's where my old farm is. Like literally, we could have moved with a zip line. But we went from a 5.5 acre horse facility to a almost 1 acre gentleman's ranch.
I love it.
When we moved in, it had some stalls, it had some tack rooms, and we've kind of spiffed it up a bit, and we're in the process of making it ours. But basically,
and it's private, right?
And it's private.
It's not a training facility anymore. Now, why did you decide to do that?
Because it's 3/4 of an acre and there's not enough room for more people.
But you also wanted to slow down. I wanted to touch on that. Like, you have come from mass chaos in a good way. In a good way. But it's a lot of work.
Well, and I was doing everything.
Yeah.
I was training the horses. My apprentices at the end were the only ones showing because I didn't have enough time on the horses, because I was also traveling internationally and teaching clinics in England, Scotland, Germany. I've now taught in the Netherlands. I've taught all over the United States. I spent 20 years doing the Ohio USDF adult camps, and that was just such an incredible experience, but it made it so I wasn't home enough to also show the horses. So I became more of a coach.
Right.
And when we sold the property, this is my dog, Whitty.
And we have Whitty.
So when I sold the property, I thought, well, I want to keep teaching. I love the teaching, and I would like to get back into the riding. And then life had some other things to explain to me on why I needed to be patient about that goal.
Yeah.
So, COVID, family issues, death of our parents, settling estates, breaking my leg, things.
Just little things. Just little things.
Husband, husband's awesome. He's awesome.
We're going to keep the husband.
We love him.
We're keeping the husband.
But anyway, so I just decided I just wanted to have my own horses again. And so I kind of went on a little buying spree and bought a whole bunch of horses that aren't appropriate for me to ride.
And I didn't enable you at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not even
you weren't
a little.
even part of it. And I did it all on my own. So I have some youngsters that I teach up in Santa Ynez, which is about 4-hour drive from here. And I teach there once a week. And so when I go up there, I see my baby horses, because I boarded a really lovely ranch called Rancho Mora, and my babies, they all happen to be colts, so they're on the same colt pasture together, and that works out really well. And then I have a 5-year-old that I bought for myself, And Stacia Arnold is a 3-day event trainer. She's also been one of my students for a long time. And she's using him right now as her 3-day event prospect. And he's going to start dressage with me soon.
Great experience.
But he's really, really loving the 3-day eventing. And she's super talented. So she deserves a nice horse to ride. So I'm going to share her. Yeah, if you start throwing the ball for her, she will.
I know. I love Whitty. So this farm is going to be your private farm, your horses, so you can focus on you.
Yes.
Love it.
Eventually. Eventually. So in the meantime, while Stacia has my 5-year-old, I bought another 5-year-old who is in Santa Ynez, and my student, Maddie Wagner, is working with him and using him as her project. So I have these special students that I go and teach. And Renee Johnson, who's in La Cresta, which is where you stay, is my third. So I have 3 that I travel for. And then I have one girl named Jenna Benston, who you'll meet in a little while, because she's going to come and ride this beautiful gold horse that's behind us.
Yay!
Excuse me, pearl horse. But she's going to be here today to ride him. So I've been focusing on those 4 riders. And instead of an apprentice program, I now have 4 riders that I just really focus on. And I have other students that I teach, but they're like instead of my apprentice program.
Right.
And they're all professionals.
Right.
So that's really fun. But I borrowed Apollo de Solis from Sumner Ranch, and Suzanne Summer is his owner. And she was nice enough to loan him to me during his off season. Next week he goes back to Susan's for breeding season.
Exciting.
Which is exciting because Renee
Renee
is going to be the one who rides him during breeding season, because it's right down the street from her house.
Awesome.
So I'll still get to work with him,
Yep.
even though he's not going to be here. But look how pretty he looks. He is
he's handsome.
He's an ONSE registered PRE, and he is a double pearl. And
that's rare.
It is rare.
It's rare.
And Suzanne Summers, his owner, owned a horse named Bravio, who was one of the first horses ever to be tested for the pearl gene.
Awesome.
And he's a descendant of Bravio. And I have trained Bravio babies my whole career.
What a small world.
And we just met.
Really? What a small world.
hey.
Such a small world.
Such a small world.
You guys, we are going to go check out Susie's barn. So this is part 1 in our series. Please hit the like button.
Lots of times.
Make a comment. Watch this video lots of times. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. And we really hope that you enjoy Susie's barn. And she's going to tell us the ins and the outs from all her vast experience. So super excited. Bye, guys.
Bye.